Hello, my name is Karina and this is my perfume map. Today I wanted to talk about 10 rainy day perfumes. Now most of these are still very affordable. There are a few that have been discontinued and are getting to be less affordable, but I think if you wanted them right now, you could still find them at a pretty reasonable price. I have learned to look everything up before my videos just because I've had videos in the past where somebody has told me like, that is not affordable. And then I'll look it up and I'll think like, wow, it really isn't. And it was when I bought it. So anything that I'm calling affordable, I'm saying that I was able to look it up now. It's still affordable. But if it's not available, if it becomes discontinued, these things go way up in price. But anyway, let's just get started. I wanted to do rainy day perfumes today because it's a rainy day. We've had a couple rainy days. You know, rain makes me feel a little melancholy, a little introspective. It's not my favorite because I feel like I naturally feel that way. So I do like sunshine to combat my natural kind of melancholy demeanor. For example, a few days ago, it was really warm and sunny out. And if I can just go sit on my porch and I can get some of that sunlight, it really helps me deal with like just this tired feeling that I get throughout the winter that I really get sick of. But anyway, another way to help me deal with some kind of melancholy rainy day feelings would be fragrances. Some of these fragrances will kind of lean into that. I tend to like to wear those at night, and some of these are kind of a counterbalance in a way, but still there's something that's actually kind of rainy, dewy, maybe green or grassy. So the first one I want to show you is Kenneth Cole For Her. This is from 2018 and it's got dewy, clean florals. It's kind of a classic rain scent. If you wore Rain from the Body Shop, that actually was my signature scent as a teenager in high school. And I'm only going to say this way because this is very particular to my experience, but I used to go to the original Body Shop, which is actually from Berkeley, California. There's like a long story. If you're interested at all, you can look this history up. But Anita Roderick, who started the Body Shop, actually went to San Francisco Bay Area and she completely stole the whole business. It's really kind of sad because Body Time, or Body Shop, which became Body Time, was like a cherished, like Bay Area, like worth visiting when you come into town sort of place. It was the first shop was in a shop that was actually an old auto body shop. And when Anita Roderick opened hers in the UK, she like made up fake lore. It's like, I don't mean to sound like I'm criticizing anybody's love for the body shop that ended up in the mall, but it's just like, it's frustrating when you went to the original. You know how it is. It's like when somebody loves a band or something that's like a copy of your favorite band or something like that. It's just, that's how I feel about it. But anyway, the scents in the Body Shop at the mall were the same names, but they weren't made at the same place. The original Body Shop was having all of their scents made at a local laboratory. The name escapes me, but there was like a local lab that either in Emeryville or in Berkeley that was making the scents for the Body Shop, and they would buy them in huge drums, and then they would fill it not exactly like as people ordered it, but close. But there was a scent called Rain, and they also had a scent called China Rain, which was actually invented by the employees of the original Body Shop. But this Rain smells a lot like, or this is not Rain, this Kenneth Cole For Her smells a lot like Rain. And it just has that white floral, kind of soapy, dewy fragrance. This is still under $20 for a full bottle, and I love it. The Rain scent that I wore back in the day smelled like this, but like maybe there was like a little amber in it. There was something in it that made it smell very smooth and airy. But this is kind of similar to JLo Glow, maybe Rain, but a very Rain appropriate scent. The next one I want to show you is Blue Drop Halloween. I have talked about Halloween a few times, and it seems to have like captured the interest an eye of some people who watch my channel, so I thought I would bring this one up. This one was brought to my attention by Ruth Ann McKinnon. She bought it as kind of an alternative to Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, and it is very similar to Light Blue. It's a lot sweeter though. It's kind of more like a combination of Light Blue and Saltwater Breeze by Bath & Body Works, if you're familiar with that. What I learned about this fragrance though is the perfumer is Hamid Maradi Kashani, who is known for doing kind of fresh, modern fragrances. He's done a lot of fragrances for Parfums de Marly, like Percival, Leighton, Pegasus, Oriana, and Altair. He might not have been the sole perfumer, but he's done a lot of them. But he did also do, I think, the entire Kayali Oudgasm collection. And this one is still about $17 on eBay. It's from 2012. It has that crisp, kind of classic watery feel, like that blue, watery, kind of fruity scent. And it's very sweet. This is sweeter than Light Blue. Kind of in that, I don't know, it's like a Fruit Loopy way. I notice in a lot of blue fragrances, they either smell laundryish or there's like a Fruit Loop thing going on, and this has that. But it's very fresh, it's very uplifting. I predict that very blue fragrances are gonna see a comeback pretty soon just because they're so optimistic smelling and positive. And I feel like we've kind of been going through this thing in fragrance that's very earthy, maybe kind of like fairy tale witchy, sort of a dirty forest kind of oody thing. And I think people are going to crave something bluer or fruitier or something kind of, I just feel like we're going to start to see this classic blue kind of fragrance again. I still like some of those moody, earthy fairy tale scents. The next one I have to show you is Green Tea Bamboo by Elizabeth Arden. This one's discontinued. I still could find a few for like $25 on eBay, but there's also some for a lot more. So if you're looking for this one, I was able to get this in a lot on Shop Goodwill. This is exactly the kind of thing I look for on Shop Goodwill in a lot, because sometimes you'll see a lot and it will be like Avon's and Green and, you know, Elizabeth Arden and stuff like that. And people won't be as attracted to those because they might be looking for something that has like a Chanel in it or a Guerlain. But a lot of times with these lots that nobody competes with me for, I'll end up getting some of the discontinued bottles from a line like this one. I really like Green Tea Bamboo. It's from 2014. It's similar to green tea, but it's a little bit, it's less sweet and it's more green. It's less like, there's a very sweet note in the original green tea, which I actually just bought a new bottle of because my husband used up my last one. And this doesn't have that. This does kind of have like a bamboo rain. Just imagine like a dewy bamboo growing wild in a forest. It's very pretty. If you can find it used or if you can find a good deal on a bottle, I think it's really worth picking up, and it smells very good in the rain. Another scent is, this is Apple by Bath & Body Works. I don't know if they're going to bring this back. There was rain, apple, lavender, and musk, these number 3 mists. So this has apple, strawberry, and rain. So one scent that I think does really well in rainy days is like a really clean smelling fruity shampoo scent, because rain can really bring out that petrichor scent where, you know, the smell of like wet dirt or wet concrete. Sometimes even like, I think of like wet wool. I just know that I've worn like sweaters in the rain, and, you know, I don't hate the scent of wet wool, but it's very earthy. And something like this is like contrary to that. And I like this Apple Bath & Body Works. I haven't worn this a ton. So this reminds me of the Salon Selective perfumes that I remember. I've heard people describe that scent a different way, but I remember it smelling like apple. So I'm thinking like late 80s Salon Selectives in the pinkish bottle when it was new, having like a kind of an apple shampoo scent. And that's what this is. So this has notes of apple, strawberry, and rain. I think I already said that. And that rain is just that clean kind of white floral. It's almost like a white floral and cucumber, I would say. Maybe that's it. I don't always love cucumber melon fragrances. Yeah, it's kind of a cucumbery shampoo smell with apple, strawberry, very fruity. I don't think this one got like a ton of love, but I definitely think it's a nice scent to wear in the rain. And I have another Bath & Body Works. I'm really hoping they bring this back. Magnolia Charm. When I bought this, I probably sat in my collection for a long time, really, before I even wore it. And then the first time I wore it out, I was like, oh, hold up. This is Dewy Pear Blossom, Blooming Magnolia, and Fresh Cedar. This smells so fresh and clean, dewy, fresh florals. Magnolia trees are one of the first things to bloom here in Indiana that I see. It's kind of like you'll see daffodils, you'll see forsythia, and then you'll get to see magnolia. And the magnolia blooms are huge. They look waxy, they look wet. It's so pretty. It doesn't last a super long time. But this is such a pretty spring scent. And it smells so good on skin, and it smells so clean. It smells more expensive than you would think it would, being from Bath & Body Works. But I think Bath & Body Works does a really, really good job on florals. And Magnolia Charm, hopefully they'll bring that back, because that's a really, really good one. The next thing I have is pretty new to me. I mentioned, I think last time we spoke, that I purchased some samples from Alchemia. Is that focusing? I can't even focus on it, so I can't tell. This is Mist Becoming Rain, and this came in a sample pack, I think that was about spring. And this is this reminds me of like, we have a place here in Indianapolis at a park called Garfield Park. There's the Garfield Park Conservatory, and there's a big greenhouse, like a botanical garden, that you can visit. I think it's open year round, but in the late winter, early spring, it's really nice to go because things in the greenhouse are already like blooming and it smells very green and there's a lot of soil. So this has really nice, this is really pretty. It's an aquatic scent with hazelwood, meadow grasses, orris root, ozone, and amber. And it's the meadow grasses I'm getting really strong. There's something in it that almost smells like waxy, like a waxy, chocolatey floral scent. Like, I don't think they said orchid, but it kind of has that chocolate waxy orchid smell. Anyway, I would full bottle this. It's not like a wild scent or anything. It's kind of a realistic sort of greenhouse botanical garden scent. Mist Becoming Rain by Alchemia. And then I have a very realistic rain scent by Solstice Scents. I've talked about this a few times, but I really like it. I don't recommend that you buy even a 5 ml right away. I think you should get a sample set from Solstice Scents if you've never purchased from them before, because this is a very realistic petrichor scent, meaning it smells damp. There's something, it's definitely like wet concrete, but it can also kind of smell like a basement in a way. It does smell like dirt, but it also has like, once you wear it for a little while, it has this grassy scent. But I love to wear this scent to bed. And I put some on my husband one night and it smelled like really good on him too at night, like just in bed. It kind of gives you like an outdoor sleeping experience. And I really love that, especially when it's like too cold to actually do it. But if there's like rain beating on the windows and you wear this, it's like kind of magical. I feel like it gives me like really good dreams. And it definitely gives me some sort of sleeping aromatherapy that I really, really like. So that's During the Rain by Solstice Scents. It's just a pure petrichor scent and they do it really, really well. They don't always have it. It sells out. So even though it's so weird, it definitely has its fans. The next one is Diamonds and Sapphires. My bottle's kind of coming apart, by Elizabeth Taylor. This is my favorite in the diamonds range still. I've tried, even the more I try it, I still think this is my favorite. This is so good. You know what though? You're probably gonna hate it if you've never smelled it before, your first scent. I know that Elizabeth Taylor fragrances can be extremely disruptive to the nose if you first try them, especially if you've been wearing more modern scents. This isn't that old, it's from the 90s. The perfumer is Sophia Grossman, and it is a cologne bomb, and that's C-A-L-O-N-E. And that is that melon, aquatic, watermelon scent. It's melon, peach, and freesia. It's got rhubarb, sandalwood, vetiver, and musk. You can still get 100 mils of this for under 20. And everyone in my family, the teenage boy, the preteen boy, my husband, love this. My husband, when I wear this, he'll be like, oh, spray that all around the room. Because once it dries down a little, it is like the best, most beautiful floral aquatic scent. It's not quite that blue scent. It's more like a super ripe cantaloupe amongst like a bouquet of like just the most dewy flowers. And that rhubarb just gives it something a little bit weird. Oh, it's so pretty. The dry down is worth the wait. I love this fragrance. I still have more than a half a bottle, but like I'm tempted to back it up just in case, because it is still under 20 for 100 mil, but it was under 13 for 100 mil for a long time. I have the 1.7. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. If you like Eternity, it has a lot of the same florals as Eternity, but more of that melon, that cologne scent. The next one I have, and this one has also been discontinued, but I just saw on FragranceNet, they have it for $38.99. This is Calvin Klein Euphoria Blossom, and I have the EDT, and that's what's on FragranceNet. And that's worth mentioning because it's also selling for over $100 on eBay. So if you like this fragrance, or if you want to try this fragrance, I think they also are selling it in their travel size for like $9 on FragranceNet. This is worth trying. This is from 2006. The perfumers are Carlos Benaim and Lac Dong. It's got pomegranate, kumquat, peony, orchid, lotus, musk, wood, and amber. This is quite a perfumey perfume, if you know what I mean. It smells kind of designery. You know, Euphoria, this is a flanker of Euphoria, and Euphoria in the same bottle smells kind of along the lines of like La Vie Belle. This is much lighter than this. This is much more like pretty florals in a spring rain. Very nice. The peony is not too, you know, sometimes peony is like, oh, peony's here. That's super strong. I know what that is. I love the smell of peonies, but it's not like that. The pomegranate, I think, makes it a little more tart in like an earthy way. And then there's citrus with the kumquat, peony, orchid, giving it like that waxy smell. There's something about this that's very designery, very like department store designery, but pretty. It's like modern in kind of a not, it's like modern, but not like exactly current. I mean, it's almost 20 years old now, so that makes sense, but I'm sure it smelled very modern in 2006. Pretty. And there's still a chance to get it at a pretty decent price. I was able to get mine in a lot. I just totally recommend trying to buy lots of fragrances, especially on Shop Goodwill. I haven't been buying any because I just keep getting beat, and I'm not, I haven't been like, you know, upping my offer. And then the last one I have is also very vintage, a little bit hard to find, but you can still get a small bottle like this for under 20. I want to say this is like a half an ounce, but this is My Sin by Lanvin. And I think this is a perfect rainy day scent because the perfumer is a mysterious person that goes by Madame Z, who made a lot of the original fragrances for Lanvin in the 20s. And this one, it's my understanding that this one was not reformulated until like 1989. So it was always the original formulation. I'm not sure when this bottle is from. I have a couple of these little My Sin bottles. I'm trying to read what this says. Not for sale. So this was like a sample probably that came with a purchase. And nobody's been giving away this much fragrance for a while, so. Okay, but anyway, this has an aldehydic opening. It's an earthy, musky floral with a hint of wet soil. It's darker than something like Chanel No. 5. It's a perfect rainy day scent because it has like a mysterious, kind of uncertain, or like a romantic melancholy vibe. So if that's what you're going after when you're thinking of a rainy day scent, this is really good. It's also very vintage and kind of fancy smelling, like a rainy evening in a velvet draped room. If you can find a little sample, like that's what I would get. It's it just has kind of a wet, like a wet soil and musky florals and aldehydes to open it, so it's not just like totally dark. It's like a dark daylight. It's like a gray day. Anyway, I think it's really cool and I'm glad to have it in my collection. Anyway, I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Tell me what your favorite rainy day scents are. Tell me if you have any of these fragrances, and I will talk to you really soon. Bye-bye. Subscribe.